You know, it's amazing. Like, you can get practically anything on Amazon these days.
Oh, it's true, pretty much.
But you ever think about, like, how they actually make money? I mean, all those deals and free shipping.
Right. There's got to be a catch, right?
Well, we're going to dive into this article from the Motley Fool.
Okay.
And it turns out their online retail, surprisingly, operates on super thin margins.
Really?
It's called Amazon is an e-commerce beast, but this much smaller segment makes up 60% of its operating profit.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so it begs the question, like, where's the real profit powerhouse hiding?
Right.
So we all know Amazon, like the undisputed king of online shopping.
Yep, that's for sure.
But this article, it really highlights how fierce the competition is in online retail. To grab customers, they got to keep prices super low, you know?
Yeah, it's a constant battle for the best deals.
Like a race to the bottom almost.
Absolutely. Plus, you've got shipping costs, warehousing, then there's the technology. You got to keep updating that. It all adds up.
Makes sense. It's probably like way harder to make a decent profit than people realize.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot more complex than it seems.
So that makes this article's big reveal about AWS even more surprising.
AWS?
Yeah, Amazon Web Services, their cloud computing division, it's the real moneymaker behind the scenes.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have guessed that.
60%. Can you believe it? 60% of their operating profit comes from AWS.
That's huge. So it's like a smaller slice of the pie, but it's the richest slice?
Exactly. And get this, AWS only makes up like 17% of their total revenue.
Wow, that's quite a difference.
Wild, right? The article even said AWS saw like a 19% revenue increase last quarter alone, reaching $27.5 billion.
Seriously? That's impressive.
I know, those are some serious numbers.
It is. And what's really eye-catching is their operating margin for AWS. It's 38.1%.
Okay, break that down for me. What does that even mean?
Well, it basically tells you how much profit they're squeezing out of every dollar of revenue.
Gotcha.
So compared to their North America and international segments, which are mainly e-commerce, you see a massive difference in profitability.
Right, because those only have margins of 5.9% and 3.6% respectively.
Exactly. So it really highlights how much more efficient and profitable AWS is.
So, like, why is AWS so incredibly profitable? I mean, it's not like they're the only players in the cloud computing game, right?
True. You have Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. They're all competing.
Right.
But what's interesting is AWS, they kind of benefited from being the first ones in the cloud space.
Ah, so they got a head start.
Exactly. So they built this huge network, a whole ecosystem of services that businesses just can't do without.
They're not just selling server space then.
No. It's a whole suite of tools and services that businesses need to function online.
So that gives them an edge. They can, like, charge a premium for their services.
You got it. And this dominance, it's not going unnoticed.
Makes sense.
The article mentions Grand G Research predicts the global cloud computing market will hit almost $2.4 trillion by 2030. More than triple what it is now.
That's huge. Imagine that, a market exploding like that.
Yeah, it's massive. And for Amazon and its investors, this is a golden opportunity. As AWS grows, you can bet Amazon's value is going to skyrocket too.
It's like mind-blowing how this whole world behind our online shopping is driving this huge success.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, where is all this headed?
Yeah, good question.
I mean, what does this mean for the future of the internet? For us?
So it's like we're so busy adding things to our cart, we don't even realize this massive world of servers is working behind the scenes.
It's true. Yeah.
Like the engine we never see, but it's powering so much of what we do online.
Exactly. And this behind-the-scenes stuff, it's really what's shaping the future of technology.
Totally. Cloud computing, it's like the backbone of everything these days. Online businesses, even all that AI stuff everyone's talking about.
Right. It's like the foundation of the digital world. But this rapid growth of the cloud, it brings up some big questions, too.
Yeah, like what?
Well, think about it. All that data, it's all stored in the cloud.
True.
What about security? What about our privacy?
That's a good point. I've read some articles about those risks. Like, are we putting all our eggs in one basket?
Exactly. What happens if AWS goes down?
Yeah. Or someone hacks in? What kind of safeguards do they even have?
They're valid concerns.
Yeah.
These cloud providers, they spend a ton on security, but there's always a risk.
It's like a constant arms race.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Then there's the whole environmental thing, too. Like, these server farms, don't they use a ton of energy?
That's a big one. The energy consumption of these data centers, it's a serious concern.
Especially with everyone trying to be more sustainable these days.
Right. But cloud providers, they're trying to use more renewable energy and make their technology more efficient.
So it's not just about the tech itself, right? It's the ethics, the economics, the whole impact on society.
You got it. It's a reminder that we got to be involved, ask the tough questions.
Not just blindly accepting whatever comes our way.
Exactly. We got to hold these companies accountable. I remember a while back, I think it was Google, they had that big outage.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Took down like half the internet.
Right. It made me realize, wow, we really rely on these services.
Big time. So for all of us who love using Amazon, gotta see the bigger picture too.
Absolutely. Next time you're clicking buy now, you're also supporting a company that's shaping the future of the internet.
It's like a whole new perspective on Amazon.
Right. It's not just about the convenience. They're at the forefront of this tech revolution.
And that future's coming fast.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot to think about as cloud computing becomes even more a part of our lives.
It's kind of exciting, but also a bit scary. No.
Yeah, it's both. We need to have these conversations, make smart choices as we navigate this new landscape.
Think about it. What will our reliance on the cloud look like in 5, 10, 20 years?
Right.
How will it change jobs, relations between countries, everything?
Those are some big questions.
Yeah.
It's like we're on the edge of this new world full of possibilities and potential problems.
And again, it's not just the tech itself, it's the ethics, the economics, the whole impact on society.
Exactly. We got to be active participants in shaping this future, not just along for the ride.
Yeah. It really is. It makes you think, what will it be like when, almost everything we do is connected to the cloud?
Right. Like, how much will we rely on it?
Yeah, and what will that world even look like?
Exactly. It's a lot to consider.
Definitely. Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive.
It really has.
So to wrap up our look into Amazon and their profit powerhouse, let's remember, we might be focused on the stuff we buy.
Right.
But it's that unseen world of cloud computing that's really driving their success.
Yeah, it's a good reminder, Sometimes the most powerful things are the ones we don't even see.
And as cloud computing just keeps growing and growing, it's going to change all our lives in huge ways.
Yeah, it's a powerful force, shaping the world in ways we can't even imagine.
So much to think about, so much to learn, and so much potential.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Amazon's surprising profit powerhouse.
My pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those minds sharp.